Hello everyone, greetings. Welcome back to the another episode of Business Application Show, which is conducted by the CSharpCorner community. So in the earlier sessions, we have discussed about that different first-party apps, and we started another track, which is we are discussing about the Power Platform. So you know now the first app that we were discussing earlier, the sales app, that is almost completed now, and we have completed all the scenarios that and what are the functionality which is part of the sales app, that is done. And you can view all of our videos for that sales app in the YouTube channel for the C Sharp Corner community. You can see all that sessions are recorded and available there. You can watch them, and you can also share with them other your friends or in your circles. From today we are going to start another first party app, which is basically the customer service hub. So we are going to start about that, what are the functionality that is included, why we use customer service hub, and what are the main terms that we use. So that's what we are going to discuss today. So here is the agenda that we will start with the basic introduction about the customer service, that what is the customer service term basically. And then we will learn about what are the common terms that we will be using in the customer service hub, just like we used in the sales hub. And then we will see that nowadays how this customer support journey is, that how that all things are involved, how things are case registered and resolved. So what are the things included in those process. Okay. And then we will also here see that how we can create cases, and how we can resolve them when we get their issue is, or their support case, or their request is fulfilled, then how we will close them. So that process we are going to discuss in the customer service hub. Okay, so before jumping into the all main topics, let's have a quick introduction about ourselves here. So myself Mahender, and I have with me my friend Venkata. So we both are Microsoft MVP, and we have like more than 10 years of experience in the Microsoft technologies here, and we both are working on this it's a quite long time that we have been working with this Microsoft Dynamics CRM, which is now Dynamics 365. Okay, so here let's start the first topic. What is the customer service basically? What is the idea behind, and what is the term basically, the customer service, and what are the things involved here? So as I said that previously we started the customer sales, that the Microsoft sales app, where we saw that how we complete the sales process starting from the lead, and then we finish on the invoicing when we are getting payment for that our service or our product, right? So the sales part is done. Now when customer using your services or the product, they may face some kind of issues depending on that. For example, maybe they are using some products, and that product is not functioning as expected, and they are using some service, and maybe they have some more queries regarding the service, or there could be any different issues depending on the scenario, right? So how this the issue or the request that is resolved, that's basically we call it a customer service. We provide them post deployment service, or post delivery of that like product delivered or the service is delivered. After that, what we provide them support, that's what we call the customer service support, right? So here the common terms, that's basically they are coming to us, and they're saying that okay, we are facing this issue in the product, and that's not working, or maybe they forgot how to use that product. Okay, they need help on the steps of that, right? Or then maybe let's say if they have reported some issue, and then we have depending on that customer type, we may have the different SLAs. That's what we call the service level agreement, that basically defines that as soon as you are getting that issue, how much time you should take, or when you need to respond, okay, depending on the scenario, there are different timings. So for example, like there are different categories, like it's a very high, or medium or low priority issue that is reported depending on that. So for example, if this is a high priority issue, then you have to immediately take action and immediately respond to the customer, so they know that yes, you have started working on that, right? Or it may be that you will just get a phone call from them and you will just ask them, that I'm not able to find this button, maybe if they are using your app or something, that I'm not find this button, or when I'm pressing on this button I'm getting this issue. So this can be different scenarios, right? Or it may be that if they are using some kind of heavy equipments, maybe you work on the machinery and you implemented some machinery on the customer location, maybe they will ask you that this machine is not functioning as expected, and maybe you need to go there, right? So then we need to schedule the visit when we will be reaching to the customer location, or maybe we need to ask them to, okay, bring that device, if that's portable and they can easily bring to your location, maybe you can ask them to bring to your customers service center, right? So all these things, basically, that what we call the customer service, right? Now here, now let's talk about that in terms of the customer service hub, which is basically the first part here from the Microsoft, right? Here, the typical customer service, the scenario that we have here is that, you see, we have the the customer, we are getting some customers, and when they we implemented their some kind of machinery, or maybe we provided them service, or we sold them product. After that, we provide them, okay, up to 3 months, maybe for the time duration, or maybe we will say that post deployment we will give you maybe 15 or 20 or 10 cases, that 10 times you can call us and we can report that this, if you are facing some issue, you can open a case for that. Okay, so case is basically that issue that when they start getting, so we create a record, that's what we call case here, right? So depending on the scenario, we have this kind of you can see here we have a different mechanism here, we have different points. Using that, we can get requests from the customer. So they, maybe we have some kind of customer portal that we have created, or maybe we have a phone app. From there they are getting, or they be maybe calling us directly or sending an email, right? So based on that, we got that request and then we create the case. And there are different scenarios, right? We create case manually or we create case automatic. So there are different options that we can do. Once the case is created, then when we have created the case, now we need someone to assign on that case, right? So that someone will look into that case and they will read that, okay, what is the issue here? Okay, what issue their customer are facing, and is there any if there, that's basically a software, is there any bug? So they will do that troubleshooting, or maybe they are not doing correctly, right? So all these things that will be basically worked by the sales this customer support service agents, right? So they will identify it and they will do some kind of research. Maybe they are seeing something new, or maybe that is the issue that is coming that was already reported. So we may have the some kind of knowledge base there, they can look for that. Okay, is there any case reported like this earlier? If yes, okay, what was the resolution, right? Maybe they can similarly report provide that kind of resolution to the customer, right? So that's basically the complete, in a high level, this is the customer service approach that we use in Dynamics 365. Now we see here we have used different things here that in an overall customer service. So now these terms, some of these terms that you already know, but some of these terms are totally new. So let's go through about that. So first is the customer, right? So we know that we have two type of customer in a broad way. We use the account, which is basically represent a company or a organization, and then we have a individual customer, which we call the contact. Okay, so the case can be reported from the customers, right? It could be a account or it could be a contact. And the case is basically the the other record type. This is basically an entity, or you can say a table, where we store the record, where we store the information about that, what is the issue they are facing, the basic information about that, who is the facing that, like the customer information. So those kind of details that is captured under the cases. So that's basically a record type that's mainly used here in the customer service hub. And then we have that activities. We also use those activities in the sales hub, and those set of activities are also used here. So these are basically the common tables, right? They are used in all the first party apps. So they are shared between these apps. So here activity, let's say for example they are calling to us, so then there the phone call will be created. If they are sending email to us, then the email will be created. So these kind of things are there for the activities, right? Then we have a new concept here, queues. The queues basically are, that queue is just like a container, right? So all that activities, all the cases that we have open, that's basically is part of the queue, right? So we maintain a queue there, we maintain a particular orders, so that we can assign those cases to the our customer support executive or the agents from the queue. Product we have already used in the sales app. This is basically again that the product or the services, it can represent a service, or it can represent a any physical product that your company is dealing with, there your company is selling, or you're implementing to the customer location. And then we have the knowledge base. Knowledge base is basically kind of the database where we store that history of the cases. So for example, in the past, what are the cases that was created and what was the resolution. So all these steps are basically recorded here under the knowledge base articles. So these are basically you can say that predefined steps are there, recorded there. So if you are facing some issue, we can look into that customer this knowledge base articles, and we can see that if there is any kind of resolution already exist. And this may be that you have created knowledge base articles for your agents, so that this is kind of a documentation of the product or the services which can help them, right? So if they are getting issue, they can go through that and they can read that, okay, if they are facing like this, what they need to do, what they need to suggest to the customer, right? So that's what we have, the knowledge base articles. The next thing that we have here is the resolution activity. So we as we discussed, like when they are opening the case, they different activities are open, right? If depending on that how they are communicating to you that okay, they are facing this issue. So when we these kind of activity, we also have a special type of activity what we call the resolution activity. So when we create the case and the agents start working on that and we complete that case, we resolve that case, behind the scene there is a one activity created, that's what we call the resolution activity. So that is created behind the scene. So that's what we have here. And then we have the entitlement. Entitlement is basically that where you are saying that okay, based on the service agreement, or maybe based on the your agreement with your customer, we are saying that okay, we will give you 10 phone call support, you can call us 10 times. We will provide you 25 email supports, you can send us 25 emails. And then we can maybe two or five customer visits, so where you will go and maybe do a regular checkup on that whatever product or the equipment, whatever it is. So these are things basically the entitlement, that how much support you are going to provide and what kind of support you will be providing. Okay. And then we have that SLA. As I discussed, that SLA is basically kind of agreement where you need to provide that you need to react, okay, based on that cases during timely manner, depending on the priority, that what is the, it's a low priority, high priority, what type of the priority of the case, then you do that and you have to respond it. Okay, so that's what we call that SLA. Okay, so these are the most common terms that you will see when we will be discussing about the customer service hub. Now, so in a typical manner, like what is the customer support journey, how it's start and how it ends, basically in a typical manner, in a high level. So nowadays we have that, you see that nowadays most of that service provider or most of the companies, they have the portals, where you can go there and you can open a support case for them, right? So they will create an interface. They will there you can open that, create a record. You can provide the basic details. Okay, I'm facing this is my email, this is my phone number. And when you will submit that, behind the scene there will be the case creation option. So behind the scene they will have some kind of automation that will pick up those details which you filled, and then they will create a case. And as soon as the case is created, they will assign that case to the customer agent, right? Whoever is the technical, it's depending on that what is the your case type is. Basically maybe it just required some kind of steps that need to define, or maybe it requires some kind of more troubleshooting. So depending on the level of effort that is required, then the case is assigned to the agent, right? And when the case is resolved, the customer is updated, yes, your case is resolved and this is the resolution of your case. And after that we do, mostly you might have seen that we run that survey, where we take the feedback. Okay, we have resolved your case. How was your experience when you opened the case? How much time it took? All these things are basically captured on the survey, so that we know that, okay, based on their response, if there is any room for the improvement, we can improve our services, right? So that's basically a typical customer support journey nowadays. Now here, if we talk about this, our Dynamics 365. So this is basically the another picture that's basically represented omni-channel, right? So we know that we have different sources, which is basically customer can connect to us, right? So we have like. As I said, that they can create a portal, maybe they can reach out through the mobile, they can use the bots, that they can come to the store, they can call us, they can use the social media, right? In the social media, maybe they can use the Twitter, or maybe they can use some other Facebook, right, support. And from there they can say that they can provide the information about their issue. And then again the same thing will start here, right? So we will get that data from there. Maybe if let's say they are a portal and we have the chat bot, which may start responding to that, right? It may look into the knowledge base and it may see that if there is something related to that, maybe it will provide you that step at that moment only, right? Which you can just read and resolve your issue, right? If not, then maybe it will go with that more troubleshooting to that agent. And then you can see that you again, this agent can be, we have different options which how these things are involved. So there are different aspects that maybe they can you know stored on that CRM. They can record creation is there. So there are different things are there which basically involved here on the complete case management, right? So now we know that, okay, what is the typical scenario, and what is the high level approach that is used, and what is the high level flow in the customer service. So we know that case is the primary object here. That's the main entity where we store that related information about the customer's issue, right? So in a broad way, basically we have two categories here. One is the manual case creation, where we can maybe we got that information from the customer and we are manually going and creating the case, and maybe manually we are assigning this case to the agent, right, who is available. That's a typical scenario, but that's not happen most of the time, because we use that automated approach, right? So as I said that we have different channels. When that, as soon as we got that information from those channels, we create the case, and immediately there are automatic automation is there, there are logic are there, there are automatic rules are there, which basically pick up that case and see that, okay, which is the available agent, and then they assign that case to the available agent, right? So that's the two broad way. And today we are going to talk about that manual creation. So we will see the demo how we can create that manual on that case creations, right? We will take another session for the automated approach. So here we have that two basically main things here. We can use from the main we have the case main form, just like other entities. We have the case main form here. We can see that we have provide the basic detail that who is the customer. We have that what are the the basic title of the case. Okay, so there are subject, which is basically the categorization of the cases, and then we provide that origin, that how this we got this information, they called us or we got that email. Those kind of things are there, right? We can also do this like quick create, which is basically quickly, instead of the complete form, we will have some couple of fields which we will fill, and then we will save, and it will create the case for us. Okay, apart from that, as I said, that activity are basically plays very important role here in the case management and the customer service hub. So because most of the time the customer communicate through these activities only, so we have different options there for that activities. We have the appointments, we have the campaign responses, email, faxes, letters. So these are all basically different communication channels are there. So we can also create case from these set of activities. So we can see here we have this option convert to case. Okay, so whatever information that is available here, so whether it's related to the customer or very the description of the case, that will be from here mapped to the case form. Okay, so that's the another way where we can create case from the activity. So that's basically the typical scenario that we use while creating the case. Okay, so we'll as I discussed, we will be discussing about the manual creation of the case, and we'll see what is the how we navigate to the customer service hub, and what are the options are there. So I'm moving now Mike to let go. There is another slide, the case resolution. So once we created the case, and that is assigned to the agent, and they will start working on that, and when the case is resolved, we found that solution of that, we complete that case, we close that case using the resolve option. Okay, so that's what is the basically we how we close the case. Okay, so now I'm moving mic to the my friend Venkata for the demo. So he will be representing about that manual case creation.
Okay.
Over to you. Venkata.
Yeah. Thank you. So let me present my screen. Hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes, it's loading. Yeah, you can see it. Yep.
Okay. So hi everyone, and welcome to this show. And as you till now you saw the slides of the case creation with the help of Dynamics 365 using customer service hub. Okay, so before starting this particular case creation, right, I would like to show you like what are the different kinds of customer service related apps that are present in the form of usage, directly usage. So one is this customer service admin center, customer service hub, and customer service workshop. And as well, we do have the resource scheduling and also the channel integration framework, which we generally call it as in CIF. So generally these are being used mostly for providing services to the customer. So today we are going to see about this particular customer service hub. So obviously, many of you have worked on this particular customer service and all. And if you observe during the evaluation of the dynamic CRM and with all the updates, this naming has been changed. So you also has to be accustomed to this particular things. So we are going to discuss about this particular customer service hub, And in the left side navigation, just I will give you the kind of navigations that we have. Like we do have the home, recent, and pin, where I can get the list of all active cases, activities, and the respective bookable resources things, and also tier 1 dashboards and all. So there is an option to pin few of the things as well, so that we can readily access them. And also the general areas and sub areas that are present, just it is similar to any kind of model driven app with the customers with accounts, contacts, and social profiles. Because if you observe, right, when we discussed about the sales, the main entities that keep on coming was accounts and contacts, leads, opportunities, invoice, orders, like that. In service, we do have the repetitive and also the standard entities which comes out of box. Those are accounts, contacts, social profiles, cases, queues, all these things that comes and sits together. So, and also you will see service, another sub area where, or another group where you can see the cases and also different queues that are present. Because obviously, right, cases are present uh, in order to reduce the customer related issues quickly, and also reduce the turnaround time of the calls. Generally, all these cases will be distributed, which we generally use here the queues. And also we do have another special area here, that customer service, the insights we call it as, in the customer service one, and historical analysis, like how the agents has performed and what kind of topics that they did and all these things. And the left side, you can also see this knowledge related area, and where you can see all the knowledge related articles and knowledge search. And the customer assets are there, like you can get the cases in the form of the IoTs as well, where I'm going to show you, like the case, during the creation of a case, there is an thing like origin that is present, also the template. And we do have uh, different kinds of area is present. As of now, we see whatever that we are seeing, it is the service. And also we do have the other areas like the scheduling and help and support as well. So if we go with the help and support, just it will have the resources, help center, community ideas and support. And scheduling, if you go, we can see all these things: resources, facilities, services, activities, fulfillment, preferences, scheduling, all these things, business closures. And now uh, let us go back to here and the service. So initially, if you observe, right, we do have the standard dashboard, which is of predefined in nature, where we do have few system dashboards, and as well as the normal dashboards you can create them. But if you observe, already there are few system dashboards that are readily available, where we can easily use that. Okay, so now go to these particular cases. So we do have in this landing page, uh, this particular dashboard will have the list of cases, where I have the different views of all cases and case related things, where by default my active cases is the default one. So if we wanted to see about the resolved cases, there is always a chance to quickly see that details. So if you wanted to edit this one, just like any kind of model driven app edition, that you can perform it. I don't want all these things. Just if I wanted to uh, remove this or just edit this one, like a case age, and close, then I will see this case age will also come and sit here at the end, like 5827 is the time, uh, the number that you can see it, so like this you can perform all this. So if let us go with few of the cases which are in active, and let us take uh, one case which is in existing. So if you observe, this is then demo data that is present, and as well. So if you see this particular breadcrumb and also the ribbon space, you will have all the kind of buttons that are available. So main thing, right, for the case, see, we can create a case and resolve a case and cancel the case as well. Also we can also create a child case for it, and the other details like the check axis is also present. I can easily verify whether I have that particular axis on it. So as initially this is a dev environment, I have this the admin privilege for it. So if you observe the different kinds of the tabs that we do have is as usual the summary form will be present in here, and the details where one can get the details of from where this particular case came, and also the customer who has raised that one, and also I told you, right, different origins that are present. So from phone, I can get a case created from email, conversation, and web information, and also the Facebook message or Twitter tweet and IoT. Also, I can easily create an case and then assign for it. As usual, we can assign any particular case with a product or an entitlement. So generally. By looking at that particular word of entitlement and product, you can easily see that in the sales module we have vastly discussed about it. If you have some kind of doubts on it, you can always watch those recordings in our C Sharp corner videos. In case if you still have some doubts, right, you can reach out to us. Okay. So and then additional details like, okay, what is the case, and is this particular case has been escalated or not, when is been escalated, and when it is followed up, and what is the applicable SELA for this one. So generally, right, in the case management, what we'll do, we are based upon our urgency, cases can get generated. So few cases or few incidents requires more attention, where for every 1 hour, 2 hours, and 30 minutes, there should be some person has to be acting on it. Okay, so that's where we will get into this picture of the service level agreements and also the key performance indicators, KPI. And also, if you see about this one, right, SLA KPI instances, from how many times we have missed this, all these things that are present. If you observe, there are different activities that are also present, related entities that we call it as an activities, connections, IoT alerts, case topic incidents, swarms, and entity attachments, and also the intents. So these are the different related entities that we do have, and as usual for every case, and business process flow will be present, and which will use an agent to go and step by step process and get the necessary information from the customer and resolve the case accordingly. Okay, so this is how you can do that one. So now I wanted to create one particular case record. So what is my case title was, um, mobile not mobile malfunction. So I can see about the different subjects that are present, and let me select this. Okay, so if I, for a case creation, right, what are the if you observe the mandatory things here, mandatory fields, if I try to click on the save, right, there are two notifications which infers, so minimal information or the fields that are expected for a case creation was case title and customer. It is similar to like a creation of a contact where the last name is the mandatory field, right, like this. So what is that title? Just it is a mobile malfunction, and the customer, what I will say, right? Just I will say that fourth coffee. They have this complaint that the provided mobile was not functioning, and I will see the origin um, from phone, and the product. Okay, okay. Let me select one product. Okay, that's it. If you observe, right, there was also few other things that are present. What it says, right, until you don't create this case record, you will not see these details. Okay, let me show here in details also what are the things that are present. Just the subject, everything that is not required, and you can see that. Now let me go to the summary again and click on the save. So once I do that, right, a case gets created, and also if you observe, this was the malfunction, mobile malfunction. This particular area, what is seeing, right? If there are any KB articles that are present, then we can easily refer them. That's the main intention here. So obviously, based upon that particular title, it goes and searches its knowledge base and try to retrieve the similar cases that have been logged earlier. So now what I'm going to write, just I went to this particular case, and then I have uh, selected this one. So I'm going to here finding a contact. So this was the contact. Going to the next search, next stage, and I'm it was assigned to one person. So now uh, it is in this particular result stage. If I wanted to go back, then mark this one as an set active. You can always do that one. So if I refresh, then it is fine. Now, uh, how I can resolve this particular case? So resolution stage. So the customer said that okay, that particular phone was not supporting any software updates. So it was an information that was given to the customer saying that look out for the alternate options or the new models. So check new models is the information that has been provided. Now if I try to give this one, right, so what it says, right, till now whatever the case that I have worked on, right, that is in editable place. Now if you observe, right, this particular case became read only, and I cannot do anything. Like if I click on the set active, right, nothing will going to happen because this record was automated, it was resolved. Now let us go to the activities and see how I can create one particular case. So I will select this particular phone call. So what I am saying, right, just follow uh, new mobile phone to the customer purchase. I can say that. So whom I should call is this fourth coffee team. I have to call, and I have to give this number something and all. And just I had a conversation with them and got to know that okay, this is the thing and all and everything. Just I'm calling this as it was mobile function. We have resolved your case, but do you want to have another call from this particular another phone from our company? Then the customer says that yes, interested. Uh, to take device. So now I'm saving this particular phone call activity. Now what I can do, right, I can convert this to one case. So general, I'm converting the case, change the phone call status to completed and close the form. Yes. Open a new case. Yes. So if you observe, right, this at the back end, what will happen? This phone call activity will gets completed and it changes and its status changes to yes, and one case with the same subject of that phone call, it gets created. And if you also observe, the summary also gets captured here. So if you observe, follow up for the mobile phone purchase, interested to take the device, this was the thing that got captured from the phone call. So if I wanted to reconfirm, right, I can go back to this particular phone call activity and I can see it again. There is no need to directly go to this particular advanced find and come back. So just go back to particular here and then get the details. Again, if you observe, right, origin, everything gets keep on changing. So identifying the respective person. So if I want that, I can give this to the next stage. And also, right, so I'm doing the research, and then I found out, right, I wanted to get another kind of phone as well, one basic phone and another one. So what I'm going to see, right, just I'm going to create one particular child case related to this one. So obviously, if you observe, right, the case title and the customer name and assign to others, these things comes and sit here, and the parent case is follow for the new for doll. So now if I click on save and close, then a child case gets created uh, as this particular first case which we have created, right, that as an um, parent case. If you observe, if I go and see these particular cases, then all cases, and now which are being created on newer to older. So if you observe, right, the first one where the origin was found, this was the main case, and the latest one is my child case. Now, if you go and see these particular case relationships, right? Then, if at all, if you wanted to merge case with the existing case, then you can do that one. So, how you can do? Just again, this one again you can convert to a knowledge article and then resolve the case or cancel the case, and you can also assign this particular one to another process and all. So you can assign to one particular queue or you can assign to any person, and then you can do that. So let us go back to here again to the list of cases, and if you observe, right, so what I found out, right, this case, so the child case, the person went for the conversation with the other guy, and they found that okay, these are related cases. Then associate child cases. If I click on this one, I will select this particular parent case, and then I am getting to set this. So now if I go to the second one and see the case relationships, then I would definitely see this is the child case for it. So now let us go to that child case and see the case relationship. And if you observe, this was the child case, the other one was the parent case. This was the parent case which has one child case, and this is the child case again. So this is how through one particular activity we can select. Again, now what we do, right? We can perform. Uh, so let me again sort out by the creation date, and I want to merge these cases. So I can simply merge these cases. So which cases I wanted to merge? These two merge case I wanted to merge is. So okay. So I wanted to merge this and just I clicked on merge. So child cases have different pages cannot be merged. Okay. So let us do one thing. Let us select first. So as I have associated that one, right? That's why we got these things. So let us see this one. So as they have been associated, I cannot merge them. So what I have to do, simply I have to make that as an one, and then so what I thought, right? Okay, let us uh, okay, go back to here, all the cases, and then select the child case, which I found that this is redundant. Then I can cancel this particular case. uh, I'm saying that it is cancelled, so that's why I don't want this particular case. So now if I observe in the list of it, right, if I go and open it, and then if you see this record status, it was cancelled. If I wanted to reactivate this case, I can easily reactivate that. Okay. So like that, there are other ways of creating the activities, like through task, through email, through appointment, phone call, letter, fax, and campaign response. Also, through these things, also we can uh, create different cases for it. So with that, right, we have. Oh, so I have showed like how to create this particular case manually. So in the coming sessions, we are going to extend and go in deep about on the customer service hub related things. So anything that you would like to add, Mahender?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say only that this is basically the fundamental first episode where we just talked about the basic of the customer service hub, and we will be going further in details, in more details, and we will be individually taking all that you know uh, uh, functionality of the customer service hub. So there was one question that's but this question is not clear. So I just asked him to if
Okay.
this user can provide some more detail on that. But this
So
question,
it appears as per that question, he has created two different cases, and which are of different nature. So that's okay. He was asking. He was replying. Okay. So generally, as a system admin, you can see all the cases. Um, if suppose if you don't want it to, if you don't want that particular person case to be viewed, right, we have to go with the kind of security related things. So other than the system admin, you have to go and assign the respective system roles, respective custom roles to that case management and all. Like that, you can make that other case to be invisible or not accessible with the other person.
yeah. So basically, that what you see in Dynamics, that's basically totally dependent on your security role. So if you are saying that you are a system admin, which means that you have access, right, to everything, right? And but you are saying that you don't want to see that, right? That's what he's saying, that he don't want to see the case. So he need to have like this can be what you can see, what you cannot see, that can be handled through the security only, right? So you can do changes to your security roles, and then you can you won't be able to see that information, because by default that admin user will be able to see everything. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what we wanted to cover today. So thank you very much for joining us, and stay tuned for that another episodes where we will be discussing more functionality on the customer service hub, and we will see touch base every point that we use in the customer service hub. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.